40. So congratulations, people. We made it to 40, man. We made it to 40.
They say once you hit 100, you figure it out.
Years old or 400 podcasts. There's a lady who they found a 114-year-old lady. They gave her advice on long life, and it's something, like, don't die. No, that's not. I don't know what she said. That sounds like good advice to me, though. Don't die.
I always think the funny ones are the really old people who's like, yeah, I wished I died a long time ago.
You just fucking drink and do all that shit that they tell you not to do. Do it all.
Yeah.
I was just sucking on this other old guy's cock here in the home.
Get it in while you can.
Get it in. Get it in. Don't stop fucking. What's going on in the world? We're pretty busy. Busy week for Trump.
Yeah, he's still trying to figure out who's president, right?
He's still not paying. They saying, look, to appeal this case, you have to present this much money, and he is still trying to pay less. He's like a shoe store, pay less shoes. He's saying, oh, I'm just going to put up $100 million. Then his argument is like, like E. Jean Carroll, he only wanted to put up like 20 million of 25 million that he owes. And he's like, well, listen, E. Jean, your argument, you say I have plenty of money to pay this, and now you're not willing to just accept my 25 million instead of the full 83 million. So, and then, of course, their answer is, you cheat everybody, Donald Trump.
Yeah,
you
no.
cheat everyone. So.
Well, yeah, don't they have to have all of that in like an escrow account before he can appeal? Isn't that what it's supposed to be?
That's the rule, or a bond. But he can't get a bond, so he's offering his own bond of a lesser amount because no one wants to loan him the money. I'm sure some rich Russian's going to give him the money at some point, don't you think?
Well, especially if he doesn't get elected.
Well, no, he's worthless to him if he's not elected, isn't he?
No, I mean, he's still a mouthpiece for, being an agenda and everything like that. He's going to, as long as he's alive, he's still going to have a grip on part of the Republican Party, don't you think? You think once he loses, it'll just be over? It'll just be all the Trumpers will be like, well,
they're not going to accept losing. There's going to be some wars and fights and shit. People are going to die in supporting Donald Trump, probably. That's what they say they're going to do. They say, if they steal it again, we're fighting. It's a civil war.
Yeah, they like to say that. And then they're like, well, football season's coming up. Yeah. I'd really like to.
That's the key to the Middle East, by the way. If we could just give them Monday Night Football.
I'm telling you.
That would solve all the problems.
We've been saying it.
Yeah. There's a big story about, and everyone has always said this, that every time Trump accuses someone of something, it means that's something that he did.
Well, we've talked about this for a long time, though, haven't we?
Every accusation is a confession.
It's like every time we...
Every time I accuse you of something.
Actually, it's the Republican Party.
That's true.
The whole Republican Party.
But they did a big story on, let's see. Pull up my stuff. Every accusation.
Man, these reporters are sharp, ain't they?
They are quick. Drunk woman, father charged. I didn't even talk about these yet. Here it is. Trump escalates his immigration rhetoric with baseless claim about Biden trying to overthrow the government. So that's pretty much standard fare for Trump. I'm going to overthrow the government. He's going to kill us all, that Biden.
Yeah, he's going to change the name of Pennsylvania to Transylvania.
He's going to be Bidenvania. He's putting his name on everything. Who does that?
So we know Trump's master plan. He's going to change Pennsylvania to Trumpylvania.
That's what I think. Since he's projecting. Here's what he said. He said Joe Biden is waging a conspiracy to overthrow the U.S. to become president.
He's already president.
He is president, right? He's a threat to democracy.
Come election time, they're gonna like go to vote, and you're like, yeah, I'm into MAGA, but I got a job, it's doing all right, and the kids got a job, we're doing all right. My wife's got a job, she's doing all right. we're actually starting to do okay
Inflation's down,
after the
and
pandemic. I don't know if I'm gonna. And then that whole abortion thing, I got to hear about that every day. Check.
I was I was watching a video of a guy who was talking to 2 MAGA people, and the whole video was, could he convince them to take off their MAGA hat and throw it in the trash? And
Mhm.
so he's talking to 2, and every time they came up with something, he's like, "No, like, I mean, these people believe the shit that Trump is saying,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
Fox News, they believe it." And the guy goes, "No, actually, here's what happened." And so they're like, "What? No, that didn't. It's not the way it happened. That's not what Fox News is telling me. It's not what Donald Trump is saying." And then they're like, "No, here's the real thing that happened." They'll show them a video and stuff, and they're going, "Oh, what? Trump is the one that said he wants to get rid of the Constitution. Trump is the one that said he wants to be and they're like, he only said dictator for a day." That's their big argument. He's only been a dictator for a day.
Yeah, that's all it takes is
Yeah,
one day to be a dictator.
yeah.
Do they
And
not?
so many dictators have given the power back after they've
Right,
taken it.
right. Just you know what, guys? Just for just one day, just one. Let me just do whatever I want and see what
Yeah,
happens. Right, right.
it's just to fix the immigration crisis. It's just, that's the only reason I'm gonna do it. And so then the Congress passed an immigration bill to fix the crisis, and Republicans said, "No,
Not gonna do it.
we're not gonna pass this. It's just giving Biden what he wants. A solution. It's just giving Biden a solution to the problem that we wanna bitch about."
Right.
He's the real threat to democracy. That Obama, that's who's doing.
So did they throw their hats in the trash can?
One guy did, the guy did, and the woman still wouldn't do it. But she said it's because uh, I look so good in this. So she
And
goes,
you know,
it was more
that
of a
goes back
fashion statement.
that goes back to the social club aspect of it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, they've committed to this look,
Yeah,
this
they've
outfit.
committed their own money and
Oh,
souvenirs and everything else to this.
a lot of them making a lot of money off of it. So
I did notice that the guy on my street, he already had a big Trump thing, but
mm,
he also accused the next door neighbor across the street of snitching on a big flag. He took that one down. Yeah, apparently, the next door neighbor like sent the SWAT team over to the guy's house or something like that. I don't know.
he got swatted.
Yeah, he got swatted. Uh,
That's
and
what the
then,
Trumpies are doing to most people.
well, it might have been because the guy shoots off his guns. So, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, it's not legal in a city.
But I noticed that he did not go again with another big flag. He went with a small Trump sign.
One you can
You
put on
know,
your car easier, maybe.
well, this is just it's just in his yard.
My
So I think maybe they're losing
my
steam a little bit.
my neighbor put up his Trump. His old flag wore out. It kept getting caught and tangled, and you couldn't read it. So he
Yeah.
took it down and put up a new one. It says Trump back in 224, I think it says, but you can't ever read it because it's always tangled up and shit. So
I'm sure there's not the best quality.
no, Trump flags. I usually see most Trump flags are fucked up. They're all they wrap around poles. They're not heavy quality like other flags. So they're
You
shitty.
know, I wonder if some of those people, this is not like the first time they've actually really supported a candidate.
Definitely my neighbor. He never even used to vote.
Oh,
My
really?
neighbor, my neighbor was an idiot, and he's continued to be so.
So then he found his man. So, I mean, maybe it's just,
He's got all of his kids being low information voters. Like, don't tell him any facts. Don't be telling me no facts.
yeah.
I got 3 houses in a row that are Trumpies
Hmm.
next to me.
That's it. And did the other ones vote before? Do you know?
I don't think so. The third guy always voted Republican. He's always like, he used to have Hillary lock her up signs in his yard.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Rushy.
always been a Trumpy. The other two that weren't really Trumpies, but they're Dallas Cowboy fans too. I think that says a lot about both of them.
You think that's got something to do with it?
I do.
Bandwagon? A bandwagon?
Yes, whoever's popular, that's who they support.
Yeah. Huh. That's
I don't know why
interesting.
you would be a Cowboys fan because they haven't won
Are
shit this
they
century, have
now?
they?
Aside from the always Republican red, because there's always those guys who are just red no matter what, right?
Right.
Aside from that guy, those other ones, are they? How do I put this in the proper context? Are they idiots and or assholes?
Politically, they've always not been bright, but
Okay,
no. Um, well, the guy right next to me has always been an asshole.
okay.
The next house
So that's
over is
how
a
he
nice.
identifies with
He's a
Trump.
nice guy. He says, "Look, it's politics. I'm not going to fucking argue with my neighbors over it and shit. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going to vote for who I vote for, and that's it." And
yeah,
the other guy is you can talk to him and he's reasonable, but he's still going to come down on the Trump side no matter what. But
yeah.
my neighbor is the guy who's like, "I can't talk to you anymore. We have different views, different values." I go, "What are your values?" Different than yours. That's all I know. Different.
That's weird because a friend of mine, he kind of said the same thing. He's like, yeah, we just I don't think that we would agree on anything that much. And I'm
Yep.
like, because we were
Well, that
talking about the abortion and the 9 month the Denver thing, and he was dead set on that they're ripping babies out and beating them over the head with hammers and shit. So
you got to do that. I mean, that's the
yeah,
only way to do it proper.
because you read a headline on Facebook and you do no other research besides that, and that's what you come away with.
Sure. They used to put the babies' pictures on car windows. Remember of aborted babies, what they
Yeah,
look
yeah,
like.
yeah. Or bumper stickers.
You ever hear Doug Stanhope's take on that? He goes, "So I looked the guy up that was making these pictures, and I told him I was going to sue him because that was my baby, and he didn't have permission. he didn't have he didn't have permission to use my baby in these photos." He goes, "Every time I go to the wall, I get put this in my face and see my babies on the car window again. You're doing this to me. You're killing me, man." He also does it. He goes, "So my girl and I, we had an abortion." He goes, "Not because we didn't want the baby. We just want to know what it's like to kill a baby. We just wanted to know." So
Jesus.
that's David Cross. He's pretty.
Oh
No, it's
yeah.
Doug Stanhope. It was Doug Stanhope,
Okay. So what did
or
he
maybe
actually sue the bumper sticker guy or the picture guy or not? What
no. He just
was there?
called him up and said he was going to.
Oh, okay.
He's a comedian. You know, they do shit.
Yeah.
He also had a friend. Stanhope had a friend named Andy Andrus who
Yeah, I remember him.
used to go. Oh, you maybe you saw the show. Used to go to like abortion rallies, and he would go, what about the rape babies?" You know, like because they used to always say, "Well, unless there's rape." Now they don't even say that, but they used to
Yeah.
say, in case there's a rape, we can still have an abortion." And his position was, "What about the rape babies?" And he was hilarious about it. He would show up at their rallies and hold up a sign. And he wasn't really supporting it. He just wanted to make fun of them.
Well, and now what was it? Was that Alabama or Mississippi that said embryos are people?
IVF. Yep. Embryos are people.
So, and that was another thing that my friend, well, he said, yes, I don't think we have the same values, but then he's like, yeah, I guess it just depends. I guess it just depends on when you believe, life starts.
Yeah.
I
When
was
you
like, well,
start.
does it start when you jerk off on a rag? Is that when it starts? Because we're all murderers. I mean, come on.
I used to do a bit. It was when, every time an IVF baby is born, they're like, "Oh, God has granted us this baby, and we're so happy the Lord has decided to gi- give us children when we couldn't have children." And I'd go, "God told you no. God, God said to you specifically, you can't have children."
Right?
God was a definite no.
Yeah, if you're going
Doctors,
strictly by all that.
scientists, scientists said yes to you. You should be thanking the scientists and no one else because
Well,
the scientific community made the babies for you. You were
yeah.
told in no uncertain terms, No.
Yeah. So in the Bible, Marv, what would happen if the lady wasn't able to conceive? What would they have done if just out of curiosity, if I
I
remember
think
my
you
Bible
would
correctly?
sacrifice a lamb. In the Old Testament, you sacrificed a lamb,
Okay.
and you still didn't have a baby. But
Okay, I thought you hit up her sister. I thought that's how it worked.
yeah.
Now
Um,
your sister or a maid is a part of the family,
in the
and
New
she's a new.
Testament, I don't know that there's any option for the people who couldn't have babies. I don't think God has any pray for a miracle, I guess. I don't. Old Testament God was much
Adopt,
more.
right? Adopt's a good one.
Old Testament God was much more. Here's the cutoff. You know, he says, "Fuck it, we'll kill you all." He was a kill. He was a mean God. That God. But New Testament God, nice guy.
Yeah, yeah. They had to soften it up a bit for the the new age, right?
Yeah, it's like I hear these guys
Modernizing it a bit.
quote stuff in the Bible about uh, God. Didn't God kill like the whole planet except for a guy in a boat? Isn't it?
And a handful of animals,
It's like
the
God
ones
is.
that were cute.
They're like, so God's not against killing uh, uh, fetuses, but he was okay with grown people because he killed a whole bunch of them.
Wouldn't that be great though, if that's how it actually happened, though?
What?
And God was like, Jesus, I got way out of hand and I created way too much shit. Like there's a lot of bugs. I just got on a rampage and just created a lot of bugs and a lot of weird ass animals. Some of the shit's gotta go.
He just reformatted the planet, is what he did.
Right. God was playing Minecraft and he's just like,
This is running too slow.
he erased the whole thing.
Yeah, my games are running too slow. I got to reformat.
Yeah. Well, it's just I'm
Takes
gonna
forever.
flood it all except for I'm gonna keep this program with just this one family and some animals that are my favorites in a boat.
It was
And
a
I'm gonna
reformat.
Minecraft the shit out of this.
Clearly, it's what happened. He hit,
Sounds plausible.
and Microsoft said, "You know what? God did it. So we have to leave the ability in our Windows system that you can easily reformat your computers and keep the data if you want."
But isn't it weird that the death of the Jesus coming back and the Noah's Ark, they just coincide right on the same weekend all the time? Is that weird?
Oh, I don't know that.
It's strange how they like line that up the way they did.
Did they do that? Oh, is that? Did you go visit the Ark is it in Kentucky? Have you visited?
It's like Kentucky or Cincinnati or somewhere down there.
Somewhere
No,
down
I
there?
haven't. But
I know Mike Baker did. He did a podcast on it. He goes, it was so fucked up. These people are so fucked.
we should go. We should go with Mike again to see if it's changed or anything like
Any
that.
better? We can look at people riding dinosaurs.
Yeah, he's retired. He's got time.
They never lived at the same time, but it makes perfect sense.
You
The
take that back.
The Flintstones.
Have you not seen? Yeah, the Flintstones or the Croods. Of course, we live together in harmony. In harmony.
In harmony. It makes perfect, logically speaking. Well, here's the one theory of when you present a Christian that the planet's only been around for 5 to 10,000 years. That's what they're saying. It never existed before that.
Well, how do they explain Neanderthals?
Because they went back and traced the Bible. They traced it from beginning of time to the Bible was the beginning. Okay, so they traced the Bible and they proved the Earth is only 10,000 years old with that. But then when you say, well, look, we got a thing from 500 million years ago, they just say, here's what happened. God was building the world and he was making men and these guys, these Cro-Magnums and all those dudes were on the planet. And he's like we just said earlier, he goes, I don't like this. Wipe it out, start all over again.
Yeah.
That's the plan. That's what he did.
And that's why all these skulls and stuff are around.
That's why they're around.
When do you think
God playing a trick on you? What?
When do you think they come up with that gimmick?
As soon as scientists when they started finding shit, yeah.
Yeah.
They had to have a plausible explanation why these old things
those were probably dragons first, right?
Oh, I think don't you think someone thought they found a dragon?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And they are
Like
birds.
they went into a cave someplace and there was a fucking skull of a Tyrannosaurus Rex or some
Well,
shit.
they must
I
have
would think
found a
that was a dragon.
pterodactyl.
Yeah,
They had
pterodactyl.
pterodactyls. They had to find them. So I also, I mean, every time you go visit the uh, museums, though, they say something new that, oh, we were wrong about that. Okay,
Yeah.
this is what we think happened now, because like,
Wouldn't
oh,
that
these
be
things
great
were
though if
actually
the
birds,
scientists
huh?
wouldn't that be great though if the scientists like came back and said, sorry, we were wrong. There is a giant man in the sky who created everything. We didn't see it before. It was crazy. He's invisible. We just couldn't find him this whole time. And yesterday he talked to us for the very first time.
Yeah,
So
that would be great.
and
I don't know if we'd believe it still. We
by
might
the
be
way, we found evidence of this
like
flood
Magus.
thing.
We might be like Magus, still not believe it. No, it's not proof. No.
But that would be easy for God, right? If it was a flood, if he just put his thumb on some land and he just pressed down real hard and then it just all rose up.
He just won't. He only works through miracles, John. He only talks through like Joan of Arc and MAGA experts. He only talks through Joel Osteen and Jim Baker and those guys. He talks to those guys.
King David Trump. I mean, King David.
What's the show on HBO with the preacher in it now? Gemstones, the Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
He only talks through John Goodman. So
And
we
Kenny
can't.
Powell.
We're blaspheming all over the fucking place right now.
Yes, we are.
We are. It's like John Brown does a joke. Very funny comedian does a joke. He says people say thoughts and prayers on like cards when people are sick and stuff, and he goes, "I wrote thoughts." And the guy behind me goes, what are you, an asshole?" He goes, well, I want to know I was thinking about him. What do you write?
I've been watching you.
It's a great bit. Great bit.
Yeah.
Just thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We covered a lot more than. So every time Trump accuses, I accuse. That means I did it.
Well, right. What does Jim Jordan do all the time? Who's he yelling about subpoenas?
He just makes up shit.
No. But he's constantly talking about somebody is not following up on their subpoena, and doesn't Jim Jordan have a subpoena out?
Yes, still.
Yes. So it's exactly that. It's with all of them.
It's not just Jim Jordan. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, it's Republican Party, and then we didn't even get to Mitch retiring.
And their big witness, of course, was arrested for giving misinformation to the FBI, which the basis of this whole investigation is a statement that was written by the FBI saying this guy accused the Biden administration of these things, and there's no proof of any of it, but they just took a statement. So that's the whole basis for the entire investigation.
But you saw that Mitch McConnell said he's going to retire.
No. What are we going to do without Mitch?
What is
maybe we'll get a Supreme Court justice in, maybe.
What'd you say?
Maybe we can get Supreme Court justices again now.
Oh, hold your horses. I don't think Biden's going to fall for the same thing that Obama did.
If they're in charge of the Senate, there was nothing you could do. No one knew you could do that. Remember? He goes, you know what? I'm just not going to bring it up for a vote. No one's ever did that before. No one ever just like, we just won't vote on them. Which, if somehow we would control the Senate, we should never let Trump have another Supreme Court pick.
But I'm wondering what last bit of fuckery that Mitch has planned. Because he does.
I don't think he's very Trumpish now, though.
No, but he's still Republican.
He's still trying to help Ukraine. He's still trying to help Israel with humanitarian, with aid to both.
So does he screw Trump, or does he?
I don't think he's afraid of Trump anymore. He's not retiring from the Senate.
Oh, he's just retiring from the
speakership.
Being leader.
Said he's going to finish out his term.
Oh, of minority leader.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Well, that changes it a bit. I thought he was like retiring.
He's just doing what Pelosi did. Pelosi's still in Congress.
Yeah. What does that have to do with
Just
him?
gave up the leadership.
Yeah, but yeah, that's fine. But I mean, yeah. So he's just going to be in the background. I get it. He's just going to collect checks or whatever. But I mean, it changes things as far as going out and really screwing him on his way out, sort of thing, is what I was meaning. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there was a lady who was so upset to hear about Mitch McConnell quitting that she basically had a big episode in a in a well, they wanted to charge her extra $1.25 for sauce too. That's not just. Let's just see how upset these people were that Mitch McConnell is going to retire. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh wait, you know what? I don't think I have my thing. Is this Sharon? I got to set it up. Sorry. Share. Let's see. Let's bring this up. Hide this. Here she comes.
What's happening?
She's very upset about being charged extra for sauce, and Mitch McConnell's retiring. This chick's got an arm, man.
What is she throwing?
Don't charge me extra for sauce. This is for Mitch McConnell. I love him.
I like the twerking. That's there we go. That was good.
Oh, hit her. Oh, she stabbed herself in the crotch. Fat chick.
I mean,
couldn't get over the counter. Oh,
man.
Damn, she got an arm.
This is at Bell Fries in New York City, huh?
Sauce cost extra.
Yeah. You know what? This must be really good sauce. Whatever this sauce is, it must be exceptional. But not only is it $1.25
in the head,
yeah, that people are willing to crawl over the counter to get the extra sauce. So I guess the question is, what is this sauce? It's making people go crazy.
She got knocked down.
Is that?
Oh, here's another fight. You watch fights all the time.
You watch fights all the time?
No, I just watched the news story, but this is going to be a fight.
A lot of hats in the.
Oh no, that was her brawl. That was brawl.
Oh, that was her going to court.
Maybe, I don't know. What do you think of that shit?
I want to try that sauce.
It was what started her day was that Mitch McConnell said he was retiring.
Yeah.
And she goes out to get some fries.
Right.
And they say, we want an extra $1.20. That's going to be $1.25 for the sauce. What? You're charging me for the sauce? That. And if Spider-Man had been there, I don't know what side he would have taken. I really don't know.
You know what would be fantastic, though? You would be truly special if the company changes their policy the next day and they there's a memo to the employees. Look, let's go to 25 cents. Maybe
let's just raise the cost of the sandwich and put the sauce in.
Right.
We'll still get our money. We won't look
How
so
would you like to
fucking
work
stupid.
there and be like, you read that, you're like, you know what? Fuck you. I just got beaten for $1.25.
God, they took everything we had and threw it in the fucking
Right?
floor.
I got to go to therapy and spend $125 an hour in therapy. $1.25 sauce pack.
My tribute to Mitch McConnell.
And the worst part is, if that was a dude, he probably had a hard on.
That was pretty scary. I mean, there's nothing they didn't pick up. They picked up a phone and looked back and threw at him, and
They were throwing everything, including sauce.
and that one girl was just pounding that thing with whatever she threw. She had a good arm.
And the twerking. He got the
I wish I had an
twerking
arm that
show.
good. If I could have played ball if I had an arm like that.
Oh yeah, she was whipping it, wasn't she?
Yes.
They need to get her on the Yankees.
So that was not really Mitch McConnell, but it could have been. I don't know if she was a Mitch bitch. I don't know what they call people that follow. What do you call people that follow him?
Mitch bitch?
Mitch's
You think
bitch.
she was a Mitch bitch?
She might have been a Mitch bitch. So that was Joe Manchin.
Yeah,
Had his own little incident, didn't he? See if I can find that.
he sure did.
You want to set it up while I'm looking for it? Here it
So he was, I think he was at Harvard, and he was, I don't know what he was talking. They were talking about probably energy or coal or what Joe Manchin, his touch points. He was talking to Harvard about something, and a group of people came in protesting, and this one, he looked like a younger guy, said something that was out of line to Joe, and I don't know. I put my money on Manchin on this one. I think he could have taken him down.
Here we go. Where'd you go? Where do we go? Here.
Heated exchange between U.S. Senator Joe Manchin and climate activists. Let's have a look here.
Joe Manchin, you sold our futures and you've gotten rich doing it. You sick. How dare you?
Well, you can see
I didn't hear what you
thrown to
said.
the ground after confronting Manchin. According to the Harvard Crimson, the near brawl happened when 6 demonstrators from the group Climate Defiance interrupted a talk Manchin was giving at Harvard's Kennedy School on Friday. They were criticizing Manchin's support of the Mountain Valley Pipeline. The 300-mile natural gas pipeline in West Virginia has drawn the ire of environmentalists.
I'm glad it didn't get worse than it did. Obviously,
So he's going to talk on politics.
Yeah.
And you know what? Keep playing what Van Jones says right here. Keep playing this.
I'll keep
be able to go to a campus and talk and whatever the disagreement is should be handled differently than that. I will say that there is a growing level of alarm on the ecological left about what's happening. Right.
See, I have as much problem with Van in this is that he says you gotta protest in the right way, right? That looked peaceful to me. I mean, are they not allowed to interrupt?
They called him a sick fuck. And then
No,
Joe,
yeah,
looked like,
that part,
Joe
sure.
looked like he was going to escalate it.
Yeah, and that's why Joe got up. And like I said, I think Manchin could have taken him, but
Oh, really? You're going to go with the Manchin?
I think except for the language,
You're going to go with the old guy instead of that spry, skinny guy?
I sure am, because he's got West Virginia roots.
Oh, you're from West Virginia. I see.
But I don't. Other than like you said, the language, I don't think there's anything wrong with what they did. I mean, they didn't vandalize anything. They just walked in on a meeting of people talking politics.
But John, it was people
Was
of a
it
like
secret
mind.
now?
It's people of a like mind talking politics. You can't interrupt that.
I think it's interesting when all of a sudden, he says, well, this is a United States senator can have a talk. Yeah, a United States senator can have a talk. He can also be protested against for some of the shitty things he's voted for.
Well,
and,
the first protester got up and he goes, "Yes, you please," and he said,
These nuts. Got him!
Oh, fuck you.
In this corner, we have Joe Manchin versus skinny young
Yeah,
protester.
right. In a jacket way too big.
And his name is John
And he's like, but yeah,
Are
I
you
think.
sure about that?
Are you sure that was John Cena?
But we know what sets Joe Manchin off. Calling him a sick fuck.
Yeah, he said Joe Manchin, and
I will send you to Jesus.
Yeah, he was about to. He was
was
like,
going
"Look,
to.
we got to protect this kid."
The kid got tossed on the floor. Joe
Right.
shoved his own guy, and then the kid fell down. That's a big shove. When you do a shove through someone else, it knocks you down.
Yeah.
I remember once my dad was having mental. Sometimes from the war, he would kind of lose it,
hmm
and he was on medicine stuff. But like I remember, we were losing our home. He auctioned off our home, and we didn't get much money for it, and we were packing all our shit up, and my brother said something to him while we were trying to load up a tractor that we were taking to this land that we bought,
hmm
and Dad went over and punched at him, and my brother blocked the punch, but he's still got a black eye because he blocked it, and his own block went into his eye.
Mm.
It's a
What-
fucking good punch.
And say, what did he say? Was it like
That's something
just
like
a regular thing, or
if he wants
just
us to fuck up, we wouldn't have to be packing this shit or something kind of thing.
oh
I don't know that's what he said, but I don't remember it real well. I just remember he got a black eye even though he blocked the punch.
mm.
So that was older guys could. Joe Manchin
They
probably
can
would
get
have won.
one in there. They get in hard.
Yeah.
And his name is John C.
And then Joe Manchin said this to him.
Can I put my balls in your jaws? Balls in your jaws.
Well, he had him on
So-
the floor, so
So no labels. We're not going to say Joe Manchin's a fighter because he was running for no labels for a little bit there. He said he's not going to
Yeah.
run.
yeah.
So that would move on from Joe Manchin. He was a hell of a. He's going to do his. Have we talked IVF? We did talk IVF, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Jill Biden.
Yes.
Jill Biden wants to come out fighting against Trump.
Yeah. She took
And
some
Melania's
junk.
response was, "What? What did Melania say?
I don't know that we heard anything
No
from,
one's even seen Melania, have they?
from Mercedes.
You think she's still alive?
I think she's around. I mean, well, what? Barron's got to be in college now, right?
I don't know. He's 6'5" though, or something. He's fucking huge.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you're right. He's like 7 foot.
Listen, if I had Alexa here, I'd ask her what.
What if all Barron wanted to do was play basketball, but he wasn't allowed?
He's not allowed to play basketball.
I don't know, but he's huge. He should try.
What grade is he in? Barron's first birthday. He was an amazing baby, of course. He's a good student, but sports here are in it. But our
Wait, does he have
sports are-
bone spurs?
He's still school age. Doesn't say what
Oh.
age. He completed his school year in New York City before the move to Washington. I don't know. I can't find what grade he's in.
I can't remember how old he was whenever they went to the White House.
He went to Sidwell's, a private Quaker school in D.C.
Was that high school or was that elementary
No,
school?
he went to St. Andrew's Academy. Oh, that's where Barron went from a different place than Trump did.
Oh,
So I don't know how old is Barron?
that's what I was. Because he was got to be like what 13 or 14 when they were in the White House.
He's 17.
Okay.
Yeah, So that'd be 4 years ago. 5 years ago. How long ago was it? He left in 21. Trump left in 21. So 3 years ago.
All right. I was just wondering.
He's a big guy. Don't tell him his mom's a whore, even though
Jesus.
I saw the videos. I saw the pictures. Definitely, she's definitely bisexual based on what I saw.
Well, I don't know if that makes her a whore, does it? If you get naked pictures taken of yourself, does
Based
that make
on
you a
my
whore?
sexual experience, everyone's a whore, John.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Everybody I know is a whore compared to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Whore's a relative statement, right?
You had sex twice? You whore.
You fucking whore. I've had sex 3 times. I have 3 kids. Let's drop it right there. 3.
Well, Marv, you're definitely not a whore.
I was married almost 3 months before I had a baby. No, no, our first child we were married in May and we had a baby a year later in June. So yeah, I was married about 3 months before I got my girl. I'm fertile pup. That's what I'm saying.
So what you're saying is it took 3 months for you to convince her to have sex with you
Yes.
after marriage.
We didn't have sex on our honeymoon, did you?
No, we were too tired.
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty common. We were too tired too.
I slept in an air mattress in my in-laws' house.
Really?
Yeah, that was my honeymoon.
We
We didn't get. I forget what happened. Our hotel wasn't ready until the next day or something like that.
Do you reenact that every anniversary?
We tried to.
Honey, let's go back to where we were. So I got married in 1985. You weren't born yet.
Yeah, I was born in 80.
Oh, okay. You were 5 years old when I was fucking for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, what a sad life I have.
Yeah, I think I'd already had sex at that point, Marv.
Maybe that's why I hate Trump so much, because he was such a whore. And I wanted to be just like him. Maybe that's why, huh? Because Trump has fucked a lot of people.
Do you have that? Speaking of Jill Biden, do we have that Jill Biden sound? I mean, she goes through she mainly talks about how he treats women.
Oh, you want me to find it?
Oh, you don't have to, but and she went over the accusations and the lawsuits and step by step, and it was pretty good.
I don't think I have it.
I don't know if it was in front of a women's group or what, but yeah, and she went over the abortion thing and how he took credit yet again for abortion and how has he signaled that he's going to do the same thing as Alabama and Mississippi and say embryos are people?
Oh no, they've said that they support IVF, so they're not going there. Okay,
Trump?
here we go. Here we go. Joe Biden.
Okay.
At Lisa, we're different from other mattress companies because everything we make gives better sleep to those who need it.
This is a mattress.
Which is why Lisa donates thousands of
I had no idea. I thought this was about abortion.
Stop the sale and wake up different.
Why you got to have a good Lisa mattress?
President Biden is defending reproductive rights, fighting for a national law that would restore Roe's protections. And yes, that means protecting IVF and access to contraception. He spent his entire career lifting up women. But Donald Trump, he spent a lifetime tearing us down and devaluing our existence. He mocks women's bodies, disrespects our accomplishments, and brags about assault. Now he's bragging about killing Roe v. Wade. Just last night, he took credit again for enabling states like Georgia to pass cruel abortion bans that are taking away the right of women to make their own health care decisions. How far will he go? When will he stop? You know the answer. He won't. He won't. He said it himself last night in his own words. He's considering a national abortion ban. Donald Trump is dangerous to women and to our families.
Well, it's pretty succinct. Let's
Get your taxes done in a snap with the Intuit TurboTax app.
where are
You know,
we?
though, she messed up though at the beginning.
Why?
Talking about Joe Biden.
What she said, Joe Biden.
Well, no, yeah, she said Joe Biden that he's been setting women up, right? He's been sniffing women for 25 years, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we should, in the interest of fairness, we need to put up some Melania stuff, right?
Sure.
Okay, we got to do it.
All right, what's the
Not going to
Melania?
this is unsuitable language, right?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Oh my
Are
God.
we going to get banned for this, Marv? What did you find?
I can't believe this is. Can't trust a porn site. Who can you trust?
I'm like, what are you doing? Although, you think once Trump dies, she does get her own OnlyFans? I mean, it'd only be right?
Well, these are really photos, Melania. Here.
I thought you were just going to show her nude pictures.
I did too. That's what I thought I was showing, but I was wrong. All right, is this still up?
I mean, I don't care about it. I mean, good for her. I mean, are they even really still together?
This was the first lady.
Yeah, I don't care.
You don't care?
It's an American success story. She's an American now, right? Huge success.
Well, only through skullduggery.
Well, I mean,
it's not like she waited in line or anything. And
well, there's a lot of people that don't wait in line. Let's face it. I mean,
and she killed Richard Lewis, apparently.
Did she?
Yeah.
The neurosis is over.
She killed Richard Lewis, that bitch. Richard Lewis passed away, by the way.
And Kenny. Yeah.
Very funny man. Who else died?
Kenny from South Park. Every week.
He dies every week.
Haley. What's that?
Haley is not saying that she's going to support Donald Trump or not.
Oh, she isn't. I thought she said at the beginning they had to make an oath and all that.
First one, she said she would, but now she's saying, I'll make a decision I want to make. I'm not going to. Maybe she'll vote for Biden.
That acceptance video that Trump did where he was talking about how much Tim Scott hates Nikki Haley and then had Lindsey Graham up there. That was weird. And then Vivek was back there.
It's like, I love you, Donald Trump. God, he's pathetic.
They're all pathetic. You can tell how pathetic they are.
I can't imagine being a weaker person than Tim Scott is. Because I love you, Donald.
Right? Because I love you so much,
the lady that gave me the job as senator, fuck her. I want to get a job from you, so I love you, Donald.
And behind behind his back, they're just like, talking about how much they hate him and everything else like that,
Yeah, they are. They all hate. He's a fucking idiot. All right, we got to move on to other stories. Here's a good one.
Sure.
A dad took his kids out in a canoe, but the problem was he was fucking drunk as fuck. And he got charged with a DUI in a canoe. That's pretty bad. Where was it?
Yeah.
Let's bring it up.
Oh, shit.
We just don't say shit in this podcast. We prove it. Add to the stage. Is this full? Is this a big screen?
Yeah, I can see it. Tool trailer rescue refrigerator. New Hampshire. Yeah, you know he was drunk.
It's fucking cold in New Hampshire. Too.
Yeah, yeah. I needed a canoe.
Kids were 3 and 5 years old. They were able to pull both of them out. The dad was released for hypothermia. You think the guy with the alcohol in his blood would be warmer?
Right?
I would think that. Yeah.
He didn't give those kids a nip just to keep them a little
drink some,
warm, you know.
Have a hit, son. You're a fan.
Well, Marv, there was a lady in the neighborhood around here that she went on vacation for 3 weeks, or no, maybe it was a week, and she left her 16-month-old kid in the play pack or whatever the heck it is.
What?
Yeah.
And what'd she expect was going to happen?
Well, the kid died, so she was brought up on charges.
Was someone supposed to come over or something? Or
I don't know. I don't know what the other circumstances were, but she's like,
I'm
really sorry. And it was like, well, I mean, what the? And then did you see the thing
you
about
think it was like a cat? You could just put a litter box out and leave it?
No, I don't.
You can't even do that for cats legally.
I don't think there's been too much explanation yet. But there was a lady that was driving, and her kid, I guess he was like 10 or 12 because he didn't look that big in the picture, but he was in a trunk of her car. And the cop saw her with the kid in the trunk of the car. But
oh my God.
So
how could he see the kid in the trunk? Because
the trunk was up.
Oh.
So there was a bassinet in the back. Okay. And apparently, I don't know if it didn't fit in the car all the way or something, but she had the kid sit on the down seat and she had him hold the bassinet while the trunk was up and the door was shut, but you could see his head popping out of the back of the trunk. And she's like, yes, it was poor judgment on my fault. I shouldn't have, and she goes around collecting baby toys and baby stuff. But
so she's basically just a good person, but an idiot.
Yes.
I got turned into my kid for not buckling him up once.
Yeah.
We were in our neighborhood delivering cookies. So we would go stop at a house, go to the next house. So he was just sitting there. Is a van, so the door would slide open.
Yeah.
He would sit there, cookies. We'd stop. He'd run out and go deliver the cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Pull to the next house, go and deliver the cookies. Clearly a violation of the law.
Yeah, you're not allowed to deliver cookies.
Yeah, well, not with the van door open but it's not like we were going we were like driveway. But we go to visit the police station for Boy Scouts, and my dad goes, "Well, my dad will drive and not let me buckle up and not make me buckle up. Matter of fact, he leaves the door open." I'm like, "What?" He ratted me out. Oh shit! We're going to brunch early. We're gonna have to wrap this up.
No problem.
I just got a message. Okay.
I think we hit everything though.
Donner Pass is snowed in. What could go wrong there? Anyone? Did you bring some finger food?
No? Jerky? Anybody up for some baby soup?
All right. We are going to cut this off because I got to go. Shit, they want to go in at noon. So
all right.
Got to get ready.
Are you going to Luigi's?
No, we're going, I think, to...
Where's your brunch spot?
Burnt House, something, burnt something.
Burnt Ends?
No, it's a
burnt
famous restaurant. It's in Fairlawn.
Okay.
Brunch at Burnt.
Okay.
What the fuck is the name of the place?
I don't know. I'll keep an eye out for it. Where are you going to be at this week, real quick? Just so I know.
With my brother, I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay.
Burnt Wood Tavern. That's the name.
Burnt Wood. I think I've heard of that actually.
Yeah. I think there's one in Cleveland too. So.
Oh, okay.
We're there for brunch.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. You want to try to do something?
Yeah, I'm trying to get this stuff, logos and stuff done for our other thing. And
you want to go to a comedy spot?
Yeah. We'll talk later.
Okay.
You gotta go. All right.
Gotta go.
Play some music.
All right, where's the music? I just had it open and I shut it. Oh, wrong one.